you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm the board game teacher. Thanks for coming to the classroom. And I am back in the classroom. Just wanted to talk today. I had a workshop last week where I met a bunch of great teachers who came to the school. It was the first time I've done that, doing a workshop at my school for teachers outside of my school. So it was a great experience. And during that time, it really kind of hit home to me that while I've talked a lot about games and things, I've done relatively little actually about implementing them into the classroom. I've given some, sweeping overview ideas. So what I thought I would do would look at some of the games specifically that I do use in my classroom and talk about how I use them in my classroom. So today I'm going to talk about my language games that I have, and these are the ones that I would use in a Daily 5 Center. So here we have Bananagrams, Apples to Apples Kids, Smart Mouth, and Paperback. So all of these games are great games for incorporating into a center because of the fact that they are easy to set up, easy to teach, easy to play, and it's also they just have a lot of great language skills that the students can be learning through it. And some can, especially like Paperback or Bananagrams, because of the fact that the kids are building their own words, can be more modifiable to any particular language lesson that you're doing. So when doing a Daily 5, it's called Daily 5 if you haven't encountered this one before, because there's actually 5 centers that are going to be run simultaneously through the cycle of the program. Now we're on a 5-day schedule in our school, so it makes it easy to do Daily 5 when we do it every day, that every student have their groupings of likability, and then in those groupings then they have different things, and I color-coded the groups, so you have yellow, green, red, blue, and orange. And each of those groups on any given day, I put up the schedule and they know what they're doing. So in Daily 5, the 5 centers that I use are, well, the first one would be like guided reading. So that's where they, at this horseshoe table here, the students meet with me to discuss, to either read aloud so I can hear their reading, do some running records, or I can work with them on projects that they're working on to make sure that they're on the right track. The next day then for them would be the readings, reading work, where they are then working on the stuff that we had been talking about to continue to improve those skills, and to, now that they've had that chance to meet one-on-one, they can hopefully work a little more independently on what they're doing and successfully. Then another one would be working on writing, and this would be where I have activities for them to be doing, maybe stuff around grammar or spelling or paragraph structure, those kinds of things where it's focused, writing centers about improving their writing skills. And then one center is Read to Self, where the students have a book and they just sit down and find a quiet place somewhere in the room and they're just reading silently to themselves. And then my 5th center, of course, then is the reading games. So we have these different games, writing games, depending on how you look at them. And these language games are a part of the center. So again, I would just put these out for the students. I would say, okay, red group, it's your turn to play Apples to Apples today. They collect it, they go find a spot, and they play it. The only requirement for them is just to make sure that as they're playing, not being too noisy, that they're disturbing the other classes, or not other classes, the other groups within the class, and that they are doing, what they're expected to do. Because for each of these, I have specific expectations as to how it should be played to make sure that you're maximizing the learning potential that's in there. But that, just doing that for that one rotation in the week really kind of gives the kids the boost, the pep, it gets them excited. It's a fun way for them to be learning, and it's introducing them to games which they may then want to ask their parents to buy at home, which is really great because then they're continuing to play games at home, which really sponsors that whole idea of being a lifelong learner as they continue to play more and more games. So that is a brief look today. I'm going to start my series here on how to implement it into the classroom, but this is my Daily 5 language games. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you have any questions about the games I've talked about today, please leave me a message in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to answer that as soon as I can. If you have any other suggestions for me of games that you know of that you play in Daily 5 centers, I would love to hear about it. Please leave me that message in the comment section below. If you have any other ideas for things you might like to talk about, or like me to talk about on the channel rather, again, leave that message in the comment section below. And while you're down there, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It does help me out very much. So thank you for coming out, and until next time, I'm Craig Thompson Wood, the board game teacher, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?